the investment hasn't yet grown in Zambia in terms of film making.
Yeah.
One of it, we don't even have a school yet to train filmmakers.
All sectors of the industry.
Yes.
In most industries now, can't perfectly about no, we want a PhD or that's predominant. They want deliverables.
So usually practical produce results.
Hello world, welcome back. This is Kutika, MD90 here, and my co-host Owen Muzi. We continue in season 2 and join the conversation. Today we're looking at the entertainment industry. It seems to be dominating in the southern region, that's Sandic region. Like more people are more inclined to get into the entertainment industry. Could it be as a result of the COVID, or what's the situation? And we also look at which particular sector seems to be doing well. Owen, what are your views about the entertainment industry, and why is everyone trying to be a comedian now? Is it because of TikTok or Instagram?
I think, one of it is technology. I think we are appreciating technology. These apps have made our life easier to communicate to large crowds. And COVID also came. A lot of people were indoors, locked up with their phones. Mm-hmm. I think we had a lot of people appreciating content on phones. And then another thing is pay TV was only introduced recently in Zambia, where TV was usually free. SABC, ZNBC, Bots TV, those were free channels that are sponsored by government. But we've seen most of the free channels now have gone on
paid banquets.
Paid banquets, and I think because of that, now it means that broadcasters need to, TV stations need to have more content and reach out to different players in the industry. I think that is one of the things that I can attribute to the growth of the industry.
And then one thing also that I seem to like is that in previous past, especially the southern part of Africa, there used to be this connotation to say people don't stream or don't watch stuff. So you find that if you're let's say in the music industry, if you do not print out hard copy CDs and you only do digital platforms, no one was going to stream. Your numbers were going to be very poor. There was a time where even arguing to say the number of subscribers that big artists that in our country were having were very small on YouTube. But now everyone seems to be getting their YouTube awards, and it's normal. Just recently, the Mandingo was celebrating hitting 1 million followers on his Facebook and stuff like that. It seems to be a norm now, and it has happened in a short period of time. Or whereby you find that even streaming platforms, you find someone had an exclusive deal with Boomplay. They do 1 million streams.
So much to one time.
Yes, and that's common. Even Roberto has one of those. Even there are a couple of people that are hitting their milestones on YouTube. All of a sudden, the environment that was perceived to say they don't stream seems to be the one that's streaming. But let's break down the industries amongst them. Aside from the music industry, it seems like comedy seems to be the get-go now. My perspective would be, it's because people had gone through a lot of things during the pandemic, and they wanted a light moment. That's why you find that anything that makes them laugh seems to be, they're more inclined to like. So you find that comedy skits or something to do with laughter seems to be getting good numbers on all platforms, be it on Instagram, YouTube, and even on Facebook. Other industries seem to be slagging behind. Why do you think that's the case?
Yeah, so basically what I can attribute it to, one of it is what you've mentioned, where we were hit so much by COVID. So now people want a lighter moment, want to be happy. Yeah. And another thing is comedy are low budget movies, easier to produce. So you'd find one of it, there's the investment hasn't yet grown in Zambia in terms of film making. Yeah. One of it, we don't even have a school yet to train filmmakers.
All sectors of the industry.
Yes. So you find producers and also film writers. And another thing is you'd find those who are into entertainment industry now, it's their passion basically, and most of them are comedians. So you'd find these other ones.
So it's passion driven, not professionally driven at the moment.
Yes. So at the moment it's passion driven. It's my hobby. It's talent driven. The professional aspect hasn't yet kicked in where people have invested.
So do you see a picture whereby at some point the corporate world will join the bandwagon because of the numbers that they see, or it's going to be the same artists that are passionate about it based on the revenue that they make from their skits? They will invest in their own production. I'll give an example, like in the case of is it McAngel Comedy on YouTube. They started as small skits, but now it's a proper full production house. They've got people scripting, people running. It's a production house now, isn't it? So is it going to be the individual creators that are going to invest in themselves, or this the corporate world getting in eventually?
I think it's now become both. So usually the corporate world wants to use the entertainers to sell their products and to sell their brand.
Yes.
So obviously as a player also you need to have a particular quality and talent for you to benefit from the sponsors of the different institutions. So you'd find you need to work on your quality, you need to train yourself. And basically education doesn't just need to be in a classroom. I think now education is open.
Yes.
You teach yourself through YouTube, through a lot of platforms that are there that have helped a lot of us. And then in terms of equipment, we also, as the owners, the players in the industry, we need to have quality equipment to produce proper content. Then we find the corporate world will now chip in either to use us as brand ambassadors and also to also try and plow back into our country through sponsoring different media houses so that they can grow the industry. I think there's a lot of potential, and we would want to see more
people
investments into entertainment industry.
But one thing I seem to be appreciating now is that the conversation amongst African parents has drifted. Previously, anything to do outside the typical careers that should be medicine, engineering, something that's very academic. They are more liberal now to open say, okay, my son is more inclined to football. So because the lucrative nature of football now, once they see a certain element of talent, they would push and thrive it. In the previous past, people used to be whipped, just know
Yes, so I think that's a good angle you put at. But I think for me, I can still say it's still there. So if you've got a talent in acting or in football, your parents won't just allow you to concentrate just in that industry or in that football or that entertainment. They would want you to become a banker, do accounts, do banking, or do medicine. Then you go into your own acting. I think parents still looking at pensionable jobs. They want you to become a banker, a miner, a doctor, a lawyer. So I think we need to also show parents to say, even this industry
there's a possibility of you making
there is a lot of possibility of you making it. You looking after them, you looking after your family, and also you being of value to society. I think parents still look at doctors to be the noble people in society, lawyers, they are musician, actor. They don't see the value.
Unless you become the A-class or in that industry. But there's a point that you brought out to say self-education is necessary. I've noticed in most industries now, no, we want a PhD or that's predominant. They want deliverables. So if you're able to do the job, then you are. I think there's something that I came across on Google to say Google is now employing people. If you, for example, let's say an editor,
Yeah.
they'll give you a task to say, okay, let's see, perform this task. You're able to do it. You're employed. Not that no, I have a CV. I used to work for Sony. I used to. People are not impressed by that stuff. Yes, there are industries where your CV would impress, but now people are more practical. Why do you think that's the case now? Practicality compared to.
So usually practical produce results.
Mhm.
So why should I have a
PhD
PhD
holder.
holder in maybe in
Cinematography.
yes, and yet they can't even edit any movie. They can't edit even a simple video. If I have someone who hasn't got papers, but they have taught themselves very well through YouTube, through other Udemy and these other other platforms that offer free
Courses and
process and in skill enhancement. I think that is a way to go. I've seen even a big corporate like institution I work for. I think they've introduced a lot of free learning environments, digital learning environments where you train yourself in different schools.
So, if let's say for you to become competent, do they certify you or they test you out to say, okay, now this person is competent?
So usually those platforms they would give you a certificate of attendance and completion, but all in all, those are not basically valued.
Yes.
What is valued is the skill now that you if you are able to demonstrate to say, I'm now able to perform this task.
Yes.
And to the specified standard. Once you demonstrate that to your employers, they will be very happy. And even elevations, they do give based on what you know and what you are doing.
I would like us to look at something that you're very passionate about. The way looking at careers and how people are positioned from inception. What do you think would need to change in our context, like in the Zambian context, where people from high school already, these are the strengths and now they allocate them? What changes need to happen, or it's good as it is in terms of career guidance and stuff like that?
Yeah, so thank you for bringing that topic. I think I'm very passionate with career guidance. I am one person who struggles to pick what I want to study and what I want to become. And I know there are a lot of other youths and kids who are even after finishing grade 12, they still don't know what they want to study. I think one of it is we need to have to invest in career guidance in schools, where we place at least 3 or 4 career masters in schools. Because usually there's just one career guidance in school, and you find that career master has also got a class to teach. So
that's not a specific task to say, just to provide guidance.
It's just a
by the way thing. Oh.
And so most of us who picked up courses to study, it's either you picked it from your uncle, you saw that your uncle is doing well in terms of living, making money. So you will say, okay, if my uncle is a doctor, I want to become a doctor. Or a neighbor. Some of the kids who haven't got anyone doing so well in their family, they'll pick it from their neighbor. No, the neighbor was an engineer, so I want to become an engineer because they drove this kind of a car and all that. But you'd find maybe it's not your passion. It's not you're just going there for money.
For money.
Yeah. So basically, we need to have proper careers guidance in schools. And those career guidance should be trained with all the courses and careers that we have in Zambia, and what we need to share with the kids, so that the kid can pick from what is there and all the universities.
So they start working towards what they are passionate about and what they are more competent from inception, and like it becomes a rushed decision.
Yes. Yeah. Then also on our part as youths, so if you come from high school and you've identified your passion and your career, you need to demonstrate to your parents also. Teach yourself certain skills in that career. Go through YouTube. Don't just use those phones and social media to just entertain yourself. There's a lot you can learn. You start from there. And then when your parents see that indeed you are passionate and they have seen the skill, you'd find even if the resources are not so much in that family, they would sponsor it because they have seen, you're showing already that you you stabilize in your field. So another thing is, I know there are kids that come from not so
well-to-do background
families where you've identified what you want to become. You know to say, okay, me, I want to be a policeman. So me, I don't encourage people to say, no, if you want to be a policeman, you first start by going to work in a supermarket, then you make money. Then so you'd rather start as a security guard in your career path. You know certain securities that you need to master. By the time you reach to go and train as a police officer, you've already picked up certain security features that you need to master and all that. So if you want to be a doctor, so you'd start, maybe if you don't have money or points to take you straight into medicine, you start as a nurse, male nurse, female nurse. You start from there. So you stick in your environment. It's easier that way, and it's easier to make more sense. Whilst you're young,
you're building yourself within the same
industry. There was a guy who was trending on social media, was doing Malukula job, mortuary attendant. And when that guy was interviewed, he mentioned to say he entered into pathology class at some point, and he dropped out due to finances, so he had to do mortuary attendance. I think for me, that is the way to go, because because those are the jobs that you'll be doing as a pathologist. So usually it's only that he was thrown into the deep end before training for it. So I think if we start that way, that will be more effective. So if you want to be a water engineer, you start as a plumber. Teach yourself through YouTube. Plumbing is very easy. When I was building recently, I learned plumbing. All you need to know is measurements. Cut, you join. That's so you train yourself how to be neat with pipes and all that. You're good to go. By the time you graduate from plumbing, you go into water engineering, people will be amazed at
how effective you be, because you understand both concepts. So implementing
pipes, the bigger pipes until the dam concept and all that, you make more sense. So if you want also to be an IT person, you work in an internet cafe, you open up an internet cafe from there.
Those are still available now. Internet cafes.
They are.
There was a time that you were popular. Was it 2002, 2009?
Due to phones, everything is.
But
they are still there because of things like TPINs, company registration.
So they've just evolved, but they are not as popular as it was. Because I remember 2000 to 2009. Wow. If a guy works in a cafe, he's the one who gets the girls usually, because there was time even opening a Facebook account for me. I remember our friend, is it John? John, you become like the guy amongst the girls. There was a time that you had passwords for all the girls. Gone are the days, how life has changed.
So basically you work in a cafe, you understand the IT aspect from user perspective until to someone who's going to be helping users to use systems to do business.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, catch us next time on our next episode.